Yes, I think it's better visible now. So, why was this in news? Why was this basic structure doctrine in news? Because Sri Keshwanand Bharati, Sri Pad Galvaru, he had passed away. Okay, he had passed away last year. That's the reason why we are also expecting a question in our mains also, right? In mains 2020 also we are expecting question. So I hope you know the background of Sri Swami Keshwanand Bharati. In 1970 actually, he had filed a case, okay, against the Kerala government that under the Land Reform Acts, they were taking away the land of that Ednir Matha monastery, okay, Hindu monastery. And this that time he was young, obviously, he had just recently passed away. So that time he was advised by, does anyone know the name? He was advised by a very famous Indian jurist, okay, famous Indian jurist, Nana Bhai Palkiwala. Okay, Nana Bhai Palkiwala. He was the one. He convinced. Actually, this should be the case name, or he should be more famous. Okay, he was the main advocate. He had advised Keshwaranda Bhartiji that you can go until the Supreme Court mainly to fight for your Article 26. Okay, mainly for Article 26 for your violation and management of property of a religious institution. He had told. Okay, because of that, we have the Keshwananda Bharti case. Okay, Keshwananda Bharti case was a state of Kerala. It was filed in 1973, a very landmark judgment. It was heard by 13 judges. Okay, 13 judges, and principal judge was Judge Hansraj Khanna. Okay, nobody will ask you these names just to make it interesting. And these are the common gossip you should be knowing. Right, being a UPSC aspirant, you should be knowing the standard gossip regarding your polity, regarding your UPSC current affairs. Okay, and this comes under the entire fundamental rights versus DPSP debate, okay, which we had seen. Champakam Dorai Rajan, your Golaknath, and it met its logical conclusion, Keshwan Bharti case. It also had a bit of uh, overflow in your Minerva Mills case also. Okay, so anyway, 13 judge bench ne Sunata ispe about the parliament's amending powers, and 7-6. Okay, do you know? It was a very close judgment. 7-6 में it was, they had won. Okay, मतलब एक जज यहाँ आ जाता तो पूरा जजमेंट बदल जाता था. Okay, it's a huge bench, right? 13 judge bench. So many dissenting judges, famous judges, I think J. Ray or J. Chandrachud, all of them, they were dissenting judges. Anyway, forget that. So in the Keshwanand Bharti case, what is important for us is Supreme Court outlined the basic structure of the constitution. Okay? So the Kerala government, compulsory acquisition of his land under Kerala Government Reforms Act के वजह से he had filed a case. So case क्या है, क्यों है, and all we don't need actually. What we need is what is basic structure. ठीक है? What do you understand by basic structure? So as I was telling you, this had a very long history since 1961. सबसे पहले in Shankari Prasad case and Sajjan Singh case. Okay, Sajjan Singh case mein, they had told that Parliament can amend any part of fundamental rights under Article 368. Okay, but the main blow to this Shankari Prasad, Champakam Durai Rajan, Sajjan Singh case and all was the Golaknath case. Okay, Golaknath case mein, the Supreme Court had ruled that Article 368 say there is no amending power to the Parliament. Okay, basically fundamental rights cannot be amended by the Parliament. Okay, now see, I can't entirely tell you fundamental right DPSP struggle here. Okay, this is a current affairs class. If I'll start that, that will take another 1 hour discussion. Okay, so this you should have been read by Lakshmikant, but let me just go through what they have given in vision. Then came in 1971 your 24th Constitutional Amendment Act and 25th Constitutional Amendment Act under Indira Gandhi. They had fought back against Supreme Court. So your constitutional amendment is not a law under your Article 13. Article 13 में we have many things which are law. Your parliament जो pass करता है, state जो pass करता है, order, bylaw, custom, all those are laws. उसमें हमारा constitutional amendment नहीं आएंगे. Okay, they had amendment Article 13 under it. And 25th Amendment Act gave that It curtailed the right to property with due compensation. So there was no right to property. They had removed that. And section 3 था कि precedence of DPSPs over fundamental rights. Okay, please remember, right to property was a fundamental right that time. है ना? Your 3 मतलब बाद में it was shifted to Article 300A, 300A amendment under the Janta government, but that time it was a fundamental right. Okay, 25th Constitutional Amendment Act में. So they have told that right to property में they had curtailed that right. Okay, and they had told your DPSPs जो है they'll be over fundamental rights. And 39B and 39C का, which are DPSPs, which are your socialist DPSPs like minimizing inequalities and your socialist inequalities जो थे ना, concentration of wealth prevent करना and all. So उस पे judicial review नहीं लगेगा. That was your 25th Constitutional Amendment. Next came, and this is a very small thing. Actually, even I didn't know about this. It seems in 1972, this is not there in our standard books. 29th Constitutional Amendment Act भी एक था, which added 2 land reform legislations. Okay, all these, see, these are all pro-parliament. Okay, 1961, 1965, 71, 72. These are all parliament ने जो किया that we will amend whatever we want. Golaknath also, if you ask me, it is a judicial overreach. That you know, कि मतलब amend कैसे होगा फिर? They have told that fundamental rights are sacrosanct. है ना, ये everlasting है, amend ही नहीं होगा. That is also too much. So केशवानंद भारती told, भाई ऐसा नहीं होगा, दोनों गलत हो. What we should have is a basic structure. Under Keshavanand Bharati case, that's why it is called your basic structure case. They have told you need to have a basic structure. Not you need to have, they had told that हमारे parliament, हमारे constitution में एक basic structure है. There are some basic elements which you cannot change. Okay, which you have to maintain. Okay. This was again maintained in Minerva Mills, Bommai case, IR Coelho case, 2007 ka, and all such. So they have told that Supreme Court had told that your basic, see, all these are not definitely added under your Keshavanand Bharati case. Keshavanand Bharati case में your basic ones like your harmony of balance between FR and DPSP, in a judicial review, your what do you say? Your federalism, okay, India as a federal country. All of these, they'll be coming under your basic structure, right? So sovereignty of India, essential features of individual freedom, welfare state, supremacy of constitution, republican democratic form. See this one, secular and federal character. All of these are part of your basic structure. It is not an exhaustive list. Supreme Court will keep on adding. Okay, they'll keep on adding this once. Like for example, let me just show you one thing. कहाँ था ये? Separation of powers. There is something called a separation of powers. It's not given here. Yeah, it's given here, sorry. Separation of powers between legislature, executive and judiciary. Okay, this was added in the NJAC case. Recent NJAC case जो था, they added this. So in this way, they keep on adding things to your basic structure, right? And very famously, secularism. Secular federal character, secularism is added under your Bommai case. SR Bommai case. Okay, mains level discussion. So in that way, they add things to the basic structure talking about, right? Free and fair elections, independent judiciary, limited power of parliament to amend constitution. Okay, powers of Supreme Court under 32, 136, 142, special powers, writ provisions. All of these, they come under your basic structure. Okay? A more comprehensive list is there in Lakshmikant. If you want, you can see that. And please tell me, somebody can tell me, is preamble part of the basic structure? Please tell me in the comments below. Okay, I'll interact with you in the comments. Please tell me in the comments, is preamble part of your basic structure or not? यहाँ नहीं है, यहाँ तो मुझे भी दिख रहा नहीं है, but you think and tell if it's part of basic structure or not. Right? So they had interpreted, as I told you, Golaknath case, 368, 24th Constitutional Amendment Act, 25th, 29th, all of this they had gone through. So ultimately, Keshavanand Bharati case से बाहर क्या है? We have told that 24th Amendment जो है वो सही है. Please remember. Supreme Court told that Parliament has the power to amend all provisions of Constitution, including basic structure. Some people think कि basic structure Parliament basic structure को छू नहीं सकता, they think. No, that is not true. Parliament can amend anything. ठीक है? According to your 24th Amendment, Parliament can amend anything. But that amendment, if it's constitutional or not, if it is damaging your basic structure or not, will be ruled by the Supreme Court. Right? So that's why in analysis also, for a means level discussion, there is some criticism that this basic structure doctrine makes Supreme Court as the super legislature. है ना, legislature का बाप, parliament का बाप बना देता है. Okay, on their own they have taken the powers. Anyway, and Supreme Court held that Article 368 has the procedure for amending, and the amending powers and legislative powers are different. Okay, please remember this. Okay, आपका amending powers जो आता है, that is Parliament in its constituent role. These are the constituent powers. That's why जब भी amendment होता है ना Parliament का, I mean कोई act का या कोई constitutional amendment add करने में, that is not your Parliament. Okay, that becomes the constituent assembly for all practical purposes. Okay, जो हमारा अंबेडकर, जो हमारा नेहरू and our first constituent assembly जो था, right, it becomes just like that. Okay, it is not your Parliament. So that's why amending powers, legislative powers are different, and it upheld 25th, 29th amendments also, and it asserted that preamble is part of Constitution and it is amendable. Okay, but I still ask you the question, preamble is amendable, but is it part of basic structure or not? Please tell me in the comments below this video. Okay, actually it is not part of basic structure. Let me tell you the answer. If it is shared somewhere else, you can't comment. It is not part of basic structure. Tell me the reason at least in the comments. Okay. So that is our basic structure doctrine. Okay, I hope you have no doubts in this. We have done it comprehensively. Now the next news they have given us, impeachment of president. Okay, and Donald Trump becomes the first US president to be impeached twice. Bechara. Okay, 2 times he has impeached. And how is this impeachment done? And they won't ask us. I'm not even saying they might not ask us. They won't ask us US का impeachment. Okay, हमें पूछेंगे नहीं कि वो treason से होगा, bribery से होगा, and it is passed with simple majority. Senate acts like a court. All this they won't ask us. Okay, do not worry. What they might ask us is हमें Indian Parliament में कैसे हो सकता है, right? So the impeachment of president in our India can be done by either House of Parliament, right? And what is the main reason they have given us? Violation of Constitution. Okay, this word is not actually given anywhere else. Under Article 61, only under Article 361, under Article 61, we see this word's violation of Constitution, right? And even the word impeachment is not there anywhere else in the Constitution. Our Constitution में impeachment word is there only for president, Indian president. बाकी सबका removal है. Okay, the impeachment word is used only for president under Article 61 if he is violating the Constitution, if he or she is violating the Constitution. So कैसे होता है इसके लिए? 1/4 of members should sign the charges, okay, of either house. So 545 का 1/4 should sign. 14-day notice भेजना है, 2 weeks notice to the president, and 2/3 majority of total membership of house. Okay, so 2/3 of 545 have to give it. Okay, not number of president voting. It is a total membership of house में 2/3. Okay, so that's why it is the toughest. It is the toughest impeachment process. Okay, that's why we have never seen a president being impeached. Or for that matter, we have not even seen a Supreme Court judge being impeached. Supreme Court judge or High Court judge, forget president, removed. Okay, so president ka impeachment is toughest because of 2/3 total membership of house. Okay, that is your stage 1. Say Lok Sabha में 545 बोला हूँ मैं. लोक सभा में ये सब चलता है. फिर नेक्स्ट हाउस ऑल्सो डज द सेम थिंग. इट बिकम्स एन इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग हाउस. देयर ऑल्सो 2/3 ऑफ members, 2/3 majority of total members, they have to pass it. Okay, that's it, small topic. Okay. Another one they have given as part of the current affairs is pardoning power of governor. Okay, a certain AG Perari Malan, under the Rajiv Gandhi assassination by LTT, he was the not prime, but he was also part of it. Okay, so बहुत साल हो गए since राजीव गांधी assassination 1989 में हुआ था, 1980s late 1980s में. So that has been pending because so many years that guy has suffered and all that, right? So remission of his sentence has been pending at the governor. Okay. So now let us discuss the pardoning power of president and governor, right? So first we have president ka pardoning power, which is Article 72. It can grant pardon if the offense is against union law, if punishment or sentence is by a court martial, military court, and sentence is a sentence of death. Okay, death sentence hona chahiye, and against union law hona chahiye, and it can also be by a court martial. Okay, please note, court martial को सुप्रीम कोर्ट भी नहीं छू सकता है ना, but your president can touch it. Okay, so president का pardoning powers are extremely comprehensive. Union law, all union laws, court martial and death. ठीक है, 72 में है. Let me first finish the president. And president के powers क्या क्या? First he has pardon. So pardon removes the sentence and conviction. It absolves all sentences, punishments, disqualification. He becomes scot-free. Okay, he can just, he's not proven innocent, he's just like a normal citizen. Next is commutation. Okay, now see, people have confusion in this pardon kya hai, commutation kya hai, remission kya hai, respite kya hai, and reprieve kya hai na? So, a simple trick type I'll discuss with you what are the pardoning powers of president. Pardon, I've told you, pardon तो आप याद रखो, he is completely absolved, है ना? Next we have commutation. Now, what do you understand by commute? Commute करना क्या होता है? Commute करना होता है A to B जाना, है ना? So अगर आपको life sentence दे दिया है या अगर आपको फांसी दे दिया गया है, hang that guy, it will be commuted to a different thing. Okay, एक destination से दूसरे destination जा रहे हो to life imprisonment. Okay, this can be again commuted to, say, rigorous imprisonment, simple imprisonment. You know, so you are completely changing it. You are substituting one form of punishment to a lighter form. Commutation, you are going from one place to another. Okay? In the similar way, next we have is remission. Okay, what do you understand by remission? Remit, मतलब किसी को पता है? What do you understand by remit? Remit is एक product को कम दाम में बेचना, है ना? So if I have a chocolate, okay, Cadbury chocolate, its cost is say 50 rupees. Okay, उसको remit करके मैं 30 rupees पे बेचूंगा. Okay, this is remission. Product क्या है? Product is the same thing. It is the Cadbury chocolate only. I am just selling it at a lower price. So same sentence, I'll be changing it to the lesser time. So if that person is sentenced to say 7 years, it will be changed to 3 years. Okay, you're remitting it. Okay, that is your remission. Next we have is respite. Okay, what do you understand by respite? Respite is awarding a lesser sentence due to a special fact. Okay, so for respite, I would advise you to remember despite. Respite, sorry, give me 1 second. Respite, remember despite. Why? I'll tell you. Okay, remember respite डिस्पाइट। इमेजिन एक मेंटल फिगर बना लो आप, एक औरत है, okay, a woman is there, she is pregnant, okay, she is pregnant lady, she has committed a crime. So you remember, despite being a pregnant, she has committed a crime. Okay, so despite you remember that because she is a pregnant, we are giving her a lesser sentence, this woman ko. Okay, so it may be anything, not only pregnant, just for a mental trick, as a mnemonic I made you remember she's a pregnant. Okay, physical disability or pregnancy. Yeah, you can also remember disability actually. Despite a disabled person, okay, he has committed the crime. Okay, he's disabled. Okay, pregnant you can remember. That's better. Okay, despite being pregnant, she has killed Rajiv Gandhi. Okay, that is respect. And lastly, we have reprieve. Okay, reprieve क्या है? Reprieve जो बच जाता है, it is a temporary stay. It is not nothing. It is useless. It is just a temporary stay. Stay in the execution for a temporary period, especially of death. कि ठीक है, आपका pardon जो है वो हम सुन रहे, थोड़ी देर आप reprieve पे जाओ. Okay, English meaning of reprieve also is that same thing actually. Fine friends. So I hope all of you have clearly understood it. Okay, I hope you'll never forget the pardoning power of president, of pardon, commute, RRR. Okay, RRR जो movie आ रहा है, PCRRR. Okay, these are your pardoning powers of president. Right? And governor का देखा जाए तो governor also has pardoning power, and obviously governor will only look at your state law, you know, not your union law, state law. And but please remember, even if state law prescribes death sentence, it will go to president. मतलब death sentence का original and exclusive jurisdiction is with your president. Okay, और कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. And court martial will the governor do? No. Obviously court martial में क्या कर सकता है governor? President can pardon sentences by court martial, governor cannot. Okay, and death sentence is only with the president. And governor can also pardon, except death sentence. He can pardon, reprieve, respite, remit, a punishment, or suspend, remit, or commute the sentence. Okay, legalese. It's all legalese. Okay, please remember. And obviously state law. It is all legalese. Don't worry कि ऐसे अलग अलग क्यों दिया है. In law, there is a difference between punishment and sentence. That is why the framing is different. Okay. So suspend is something like your reprieve. In simple words, if you tell me, it's a final sentence. Okay, final sentence and punishment में फर्क होता है. Okay, that's the reason why एक death sentence को governor can suspend, remit or commute. Okay, he cannot pardon, but he can suspend, remit or commute. This becomes important. Okay friends, he cannot pardon, but एक death sentence को कुछ और कर सकता है, repair कर सकता है वो. He can suspend, commute or remit. So that's why remember only SCR. Okay, remember SCR, remember state law, and remember obviously court martial he cannot touch. Okay, that is my governor. And they've also added the pardoning power of India and US president, because the US president, he had pardoned his former NSA. It was in news. Okay. So US president has a constitutional right to pardon or commute sentences related to federal crimes, and there is no limit on this. Please remember, it can be granted without limit. ठीक है? But हमारे president में कोई limit है? हमारे president में भी limit नहीं है ना? But what is the rider for this? It is done on the advice of cabinet. Is this a discretionary power? Is the pardoning powers, are they discretionary? क्या लगता है आपको? Are they discretionary? No. है ना? They are not discretionary. They are non-discretionary powers. So the president has to listen to the advice of the cabinet. ठीक है? So that is your pardoning power of president. And another news as part of our constitution news is the subcategorization of OBCs. ये मैं 3 साल से पढ़ा रहा हूँ. Okay, कब से चल रहा है? तीन चार साल से पढ़ा रहा हूँ. See, 2017 में it was headed by Justice G. Rohini. Okay, she's a retired judge, and basically they have approved the extension of commission for the subcategorization of OBCs. So in this thing, what we should also remember is, what is this NCBC, right? What is this commission? It has been set up by under Article 340 to appoint a commission to investigate conditions of backward classes. Okay, usme they have kept this commission under Justice G. Roshni, and mainly for the subcategorization of OBCs, right? And OBCs का पूरा बैकग्राउंड अगर देखा जाए, सबसे पहले और मंडल पॉलिटिक्स, मंडल कमीशन 1990 में the union government announced OBCs would get 27% reservation in central government services, right? And in the Indira Sawhney case, this was held that reservation will be given to socially and educationally backward classes, and there should be a 50% cap on vertical reservation. मतलब ठीक है, आप 27 देना है तो दो, but 50% को it shouldn't cross. Okay, but इसका exception क्या है? Where was this rule cancelled? Under the EWS, है ना? EWS category जो reservation दे रहे, it goes against the Indira Sawhney case. Anyway, creamy layer must be eliminated. There should be no reservation promotions. ठीक है, and in सब पे every point is a mains related topic, if you ask me. Okay, socially educationally backward classes क्या होते हैं, मेंस टॉपिक. 50% कैप पे हमेशा चर्चा चलता है, EWS, IR कोएलो केस. क्रीमी लेयर पे हमेशा एनालिसिस होता है. रिजर्वेशन प्रमोशन इज एन एंटायर टॉपिक ऑन itself. Anyway, Mandal Commission, it was actually done in 1980, but it submitted report 10 years बाद, in 1990 that submitted. So main काम क्या था इनका? To identify the socially and educationally backward classes. Okay, and the recommendation for OBC in central government institutions was implemented in 1992. That's why I was telling you, after 10 years. Okay, आपका jobs में, this is for jobs, 1992, and jobs they had given 1992, and education में it came in 2006 only. Okay, recently only it came up. And to ensure benefits of recommendation of Mandal percolated, creamy layer was also invoked. So creamy layer क्या है? Annual income shouldn't be above 8 lakh. Okay, that is your creamy layer. So in सब के बीच में, the new thing, not new thing, actually the first backward class commission proposed in 1955 itself into backward and extremely backward class. Okay. And next, your Mandal Commission 1979. Also, a dissent note by L.R. Naik, even they had told that intermediate and depressed backward classes only. Right? And OBC क्या होता है? OBC, I hope you know, it is a collective term. It is not a social term actually. I mean, there is no proper definition OBC क्या होता है, unlike your SCs or STs. It is just educationally and socially disadvantaged people. That's why it is a very heterogeneous group. Okay, there are a lot of jatis, subcastes. It can include landowning communities in North and South India, alongside poorer sections of society. Okay, like for example in Kannada, some Gauts, some subsection of Gauts, they come under your OBCs. Okay, though it's a good dominant caste. Okay, Kapus in Andhra Pradesh, they are demanding OBC status. Patels are demanding, Jats were demanding. You know? So in that way, it is a very heterogeneous group. Okay, कोई definition नहीं है OBC क्या हो सकता है. So that's why in 2015 NCBC had proposed एक extremely backward classes रखो, EBCs, your social, educational, economic backwardness consisting of aboriginal tribes, nomadic, semi-nomadic tribes with their traditional occupations. Okay, EBC. More backward classes, vocation groups, okay, like your Julaha community, your ironing community, washerman community, more backward classes, and BCC, which is comparatively more forward. Okay, some people say our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji is from extremely backward class, okay, in that classification. So in that way, there are different things. And according to NCBC, 11 states have already done this. Okay, in AP, Telangana, if you see, there are already different OBC reservations. Okay, BCA, BCB, BCC, ऐसे ऑलरेडी सब कैटेगराइजेशन हुआ है सम स्टेट्स में. अगर आप कोई स्टेट BCS लिखते हो वहाँ देखते हो. नेशनल लेवल पे वी डोंट हैव, है ना. नेशनल लेवल पे वी हैव जस्ट एन OBC, बट इन states we have BCA, BCB, BCC, and all. Okay, so on. So that is your subcategorization of backward classes. And what is NCBC? NCBC, like I was telling you, it was formed under your Article 342. Okay, 342A. 342A has been under 342A. They have formed this NCBC. Okay. पहले था, like recently, before the 123rd Constitutional Amendment, sorry, 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act, we had Article 338, which is looking after NCSC. But NCBC was formed in the 102nd Constitutional Amendment Act as Article 338B. Okay, sorry. The NCBC, why we had to set up? Because the National Commission Backward Classes Act जो है उसमें Article 338B में it can only recommend inclusion or exclusion. But जो socially and economically backward classes के problems है, okay, उनके constitutional जो struggles है, उन सबको encompass करने के लिए एक नया NCBC बना है. Okay, under Article 342A for the central list of social education backward classes, and under 366 for the definitions in the Constitution. So it'll have 5 members. Yeah, it'll look after the grievances. It'll look into the complaints of rights and safeguards. It'll have the powers of civil code. Okay, and these are similar to your NCSC, NCST. Okay, इन सब में बहुत similar चीजें होते हैं. If you read, okay, civil code हो सकते हैं, grievances, complaints, इन सबको सुनता है. Okay, next we have our Official Languages Act. Okay, this is very important. बहुत न्यूज़ में है. I'm expecting a question on the Official Languages Act. The Chief Justice of India, he recommended amending the Official Languages Act for including more vernacular languages in governance. Okay, ये बहुत ही complex chapter भी है. If you ask me, in Lakshmikant book जो है हमारा, it's a very complicated chapter. है ना? Like, you know, that official language chapter in Lakshmikant, if you read, they say Supreme Court को क्या है, High Court को क्या है ना, Parliament में क्या है. Parliament में, for example, bills जो है वो English में होना चाहिए, हिंदी authoritative text है. State legislature में उल्टा होता है. Regional language भी हो सकता है, but state legislature में हिंदी with English होता है ना. So in that way, different है. You can just read it, okay. In official languages में, like in the Lakshmikant chapter, just try to read Supreme Court में क्या है, High Court में क्या है, आपके Parliament में क्या है, and State Legislature में क्या है. Okay, Supreme Court, out and out, it has to be in English. Okay, everything. Okay, Supreme Court में आपका proceedings हो, orders हो, जो भी हो, English में ही होना चाहिए. Very important. अगर पूछा जा सकता है, इतना पूछा जा सकता है question. बाकी it goes a bit deep. Like High Court में, for example, proceedings can be in Hindi, but your judgments have to be in English and Hindi. Okay, Hindi, English, दोनों हो सकता है. Okay, Hindi, English. Okay, there are small minor differences. I'm just telling from what I remember, but if you can read High Court में क्या है. Similarly, Parliament में Hindi with English होना है. Sorry, English with Hindi होना है. Bills जो होता है, they should be English with Hindi. Right? State legislature में उल्टा होता है. State legislature में हिंदी with English होता है. Okay, or any other language, or any other official language in that state, with the permission of governor. The governor, with the permission of the president, he can do that. Okay, official languages, right? But here in this news, they have not told in depth all those. They have just told under the Official Language Act 1963, for official purpose of union, for your parliament, center and state acts, high courts, and सब में we have the official act. Okay, both English and Hindi can be used for all this resolution, rules, general order, and all of this. But what is more important for us is constitution में क्या है? Okay, this is your statutory thing, right? Official Languages Act हमारा statutory है. Okay, ये बना था 1963 में. But constitution में क्या है? उस पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. Okay, our constitution clearly says that let me show you first constitution में क्या क्या है. Yeah, Article 343 of Constitution. Article 343 of Constitution says that Hindi in Devanagari script shall be the official language of Union. Please remember. Okay, Hindi in Devanagari, it is the official language. Okay, Devanagari script भी दिया है. But numericals कौन से script में होना चाहिए? Can someone tell me official language में? Is it your Devanagari? देवनागरी आपका होता है ना, इससे 1 2 ऐसे कुछ होता है ना आपका, ऐसे ऐसे ऐसा होना चाहिए क्या न्यूमेरिकल्स? नो. ओके, न्यूमेरिकल्स इज एन इंटरनेशनल फॉर्म. ओके, बट लैंग्वेज इन देवनागरी इट इज द ऑफिशियल लैंग्वेज. बट रुको जरा, सबर करो, दे हैव एडेड आर्टिकल 343 also. Okay, in 1963 after your official language act was passed, after that they have told that till पहले था कि till 1965 English shall be the official language, but later it was amended that even after 1965 English will be the official language. Okay, Parliament can make laws to that effect लिखा है ना, that's why Parliament had made law. Parliament had made law under Official Language Act 1963 that after 1965 also, in addition to Hindi, for all official purposes of Union, of Parliament and all of that, English can be used. Right? So in that way we have. So presently the main position is Hindi है official language, but English also is official language, mainly because of the South Indian states and that language struggle which you will be reading in post-independence India. इसकी वजह से they had done that. Right? और क्या है? Your part 17, it deals with the official language, and 8th schedule में we have the languages. Okay, 22 languages. Recently, your BDSM, Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, Santali were added in the 92nd Amendment Act of 2003. ठीक है? Fine. And यहाँ पे I don't know why they have given this related information. Maybe it was in news. Your Central Institute of Indian Languages. ये क्या होता है? It is set up by Ministry of Education, Development of Indian Languages, minority tribal languages, linguistic harmony and all. Okay, I don't think they'll ask a question on this. And in our constitution, apart from 343 तो आपको याद होना चाहिए. Okay, apart from that, 344 में भी है that President on expiration of 5 years from commencement of Constitution, he should appoint a commission. Okay, and based on this, in 1955 actually, a commission was set up. Okay, under BG Care. BG Care commission was set up, and ये commission को study करने के लिए another committee was also set up. If you know, under GB Pant, your first CM of UP, under him another committee was also set up in 1957. Okay, two very important commissions on this official language. Okay, similarly under Article 348, Constitution provides that in Supreme Court though, you should remember that in all in Supreme Court and in every High Court, English shall be the language for proceedings. Okay, Supreme Court में तो only English. In High Courts actually proceedings can be in Hindi. Please remember. And 351 says that spread of Hindi language to develop so that it should be the medium of expression of composite culture of India. Okay, so these are the ones which are mentioned in the Constitution. ठीक है, Official Language Act में ये सब जो जो सब है ना, this is all Official Language Act. This is a bit difficult. You read it from Lakshmikant. जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में है इस पे क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. 343 में क्या है, 44 में क्या है, 48 में क्या है, 51 में क्या है. ओके, एंड ब्रॉडली आप पढ़ो बस कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट शुड ऑलवेज स्पीक इन इंग्लिश. ओके, दो देयर आर सम exceptions. Like recently, if you remember, the Chief Justice of India, N.V. Ramana, N.V. Ramnaji, he had interacted with a Telugu couple, okay, Telugu woman in Telugu regional language, Telugu in Andhra Pradesh. In the Supreme Court, the proceedings, because she couldn't communicate properly, he had talked to her in Telugu. So ऐसे हो सकता है, but proceedings should be in English, please remember. And official language commission ये बोला ना, BG Kher and all, it should have a chairman and such members of the 22 languages in the 8th schedule. Okay, it should make recommendations on progressive use of Hindi, restrictions on English, and language to be used for 348. Okay, आपका Supreme Court and all में, and numerals. Okay, all this subsidiary matters and all should be held by the commission. Okay, and also a committee भी होना चाहिए of not more than 30 members, of whom 20 should be House of People and 10 should be from your Council of States, okay, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And they should give recommendations of commission and report to the president. Okay, like this BGK GP committee वैसे बोला था ना मैं, वैसे commission committee का भी they have जिक्र किया है हमारे constitution. ठीक है. And some small news, some miscellaneous news as part of our constitution. Supreme Court gave verdict of right to protest versus right to mobility against your Shaheen Bagh protest for the Citizenship Amendment Act. Right? So against the other actually. Okay, they have told against the blocking of a road. And also Supreme Court has told that farmers have a constitutional right to protest. Okay, and it's absolutely perfect protest as long as their dissent against the agricultural laws shouldn't slip into violence. Violence आ गया तो sedition में चला जाएगा. Okay, जब तक violence नहीं है तब तक right to protest जिंदा है. Fine. So ये सब कहाँ आएगा? Basically, it will come under your Article 19. Okay, right to हमें है ना, right to protest will come under Article 19. Right to Article 19 में वही है ना, right to freedom of speech, expression, right to demonstration, picketing, no right to strike का right नहीं. Okay, please remember, there is no right to strike, but there is a right to protest. So in prelims, if they ask you, be careful for the language if they're talking of strike or protest. And right to assemble peacefully without arms, and power of state for reasonable restrictions. है ना, हमें reasonable restrictions है like sovereignty, unity of integrity of India, okay, public morality, decency, उन सब पे there are some restrictions. ठीक है, इसमें और भी है, protest में ये आ रहे speech and assemble, but there are more, right? Like C talks about, there are more, right? C, D, E, B. Your C talks about your association, your D talks about movement, and E talks about residence, okay, F profession. So in that way we have. All these are your right to freedom under your Article 19. Okay. Next, your right against hate speech. Supreme Court in the Amish Devgan versus Union of India. It had held that hate speech repudiates right to equality in a polity committed to pluralism. Okay, अमीश देवगन हमारा है जो मुड़ के दो बात बोल देगा तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम होगा. You know that viral video है with the Congress leader. Okay, so in that case, I mean not that news, that viral news case. In another case, he had filed against this hate speech. Okay, so Supreme Court observed that hate speech, it goes against the right to equality. So it basically differentiated between hate speech and free speech. Okay, free speech is your normal right to comment, favor, criticize and all. But hate speech is creating or spreading hatred against a community. Okay, there is no definition in law. Okay, but generally it is used primarily against a group of persons dealt with IPC section like 153A, 295A. Okay, friends, and there is also a committee, T.K. Vishwanathan Committee. Okay, for this hate speech guidelines online, T.K. Vishwanathan Committee was also formed for the hate speech. Right? So these are the important aspects of the constitution पे current affairs जो है हमारे. Okay, with this we finish this part, and in the next part we'll take up the parliament one. Okay, in this way we'll go slowly, friends. Okay, that's why this my main motive here is for the basic beginner. Okay, जैसे मैं आपको इतना डिटेल्ड जो समझाया था पार्डनिंग पावर्स कम्यूटेशन एंड ऑल, एक बेसिक बिगिनर को भी प्रीलिम्स क्रैक कर सकता है. दैट इज माय एम. ठीक है. जनरली जब अटेम्प्ट्स जब एग्जाम के लिए आते हैं लोग, दे आस्क यू कितने अटेम्प्ट्स हैं आपके, हाउ मेनी अटेम्प्ट्स हैव यू गिवन. दैट शुड बिकम इमटेरियल. ओके, अब कब आए उसका इट्स नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट. अगर बुलेट मरा कि नहीं, दैट्स इम्पॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. सो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ऑल्सो यू शुड बी एबल टू क्लियर प्रीलिम्स. दैट इज माई एम. सो विल बी डिस्कसिंग इन दैट वे इटसेल्फ. Okay. Chalo. In the next part, we'll be discussing the functioning of parliament, state legislature, local government, and so on. See you.